All right. Nothing to a boss like me. Here we are at the Acadiana Muscle. It's January something. We're here on a Friday morning. It is ice cold here in Louisiana. Got a bunch of rain last night. It's 38 degrees outside and it's wet, so it feels like it's 25, 24. Wind's blowing about 30 miles an hour out the north. It's cold, y'all. We ain't got no insulation in the muscle. We ain't got no heater in the muscle. So it's cold in here this morning. So I'm a little covered up. I'm here to train legs today. In following our principles of prioritization, we're going to have a hamstring-focused leg day. So the split has changed coming into the new year with the off season, or the rather extended off season, or my potential retirement from competitive bodybuilding. I don't know. But the way we're going to focus on improvement is we change the split. So we basically got an upper-lower split now, where we have prioritization on the different days. So I've got a chest and shoulder focused upper day, as that's an area I really need to bring up. Since I brought everything else up, I got to make those way bigger to be super dominant in my front poses. So we got an upper lower chest and shoulder focused upper body day with arms on the back end of it. Then we've got a hamstring focused day with some quad work on the back end of it. We've got a back focused upper day with some arms on the end, and a quad focused leg day with some hams on the end. So each day has a real prioritized set of groups that we can put the most effort into and improve on. And with a substantial amount of volume overlapping for the arms, as they don't get a whole lot of work in a single given day, but it's able to be repeated and progressed on. So that's great. I've actually measured my arms and I brought them up an inch over the course of a year, despite having one of them torn. So that was pretty impressive when I busted out the tape the other night. Got all my measurements down. My chest actually, my torso from the lats to the chest, it grew 3 inches over a year. So it just proved that the system works, guys. But I got to repeat it, going into 2026 if I'm going to compete again. So we're here to train hamstring focused leg day. Talking a little too much. My warm-up looks a little different now. I decided to start doing other things to warm up. So on leg days, I spend a couple minutes on this assault bike, and then I'm gonna go over here to this ab rocker, which is pretty cool. And I'm gonna bust out 30 reps for each segment of my abdominals. I've noticed that it's really added some thickness to my abdominals. So that's how I'm gonna warm up. That's how I'm gonna get the blood flowing. Then I'll hit calves first and we'll go into our hamstring focused movements. So I'm gonna warm up and you guys will see me on the top set of legs, okay? Okay, I'm warmed up. Got the blood flowing. Got my heart rate increased with the stuff I was doing. There's a whole new focus. I say a whole new, rather, things have come to attention in my mind that I need to focus on more. And that being starting my sets, exerting as much effort as possible. What I've noticed is that since coming back from the competition period, I've been going a lot over my rep range. The reason that we train with low reps, guys, is because when you're using an adequate load, you are going to be generating maximal amounts of force from the first rep to the last, as opposed to a set of 12 or 15 where you're producing sub-maximal outputs up until about 8 to 10 reps. That's when the set starts getting hard. That's when you have to start using a lot of effort to move your body. I want to get that effort in right at the beginning. So I'm gonna attempt to overreach a little bit today. Rather, it's gonna put me right in the right spot. So I'm gonna start here. Ideally, man, 6 to 8 reps, and on the lower end of that, I think it's better. My body's feeling good. I'm well fed, I'm well rested. So now it's time to push for performance, right? That's the whole reason you rebound out of a show. It's not about a certain body weight. It's not about a certain body fat percentage. It's where your body operates at its peak. And I think I'm reaching that threshold. So I want to operate at that peak. And we're going to train heavy with low reps. The old school guys always said, you want to get big, you got to train heavy. They were right. All the nerds out there say, oh, well, you know, anything from 5 to 30 is hypertrophy and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You know, you need to train with good form and have control. Yeah, all that's true too. But if you're not using heavy loads, you're not maximizing your output. You're not using the highest levels of effort that you can. And that's what transfers into hypertrophy. A lot of output from the first one, and we saw the slowing of velocity happen. Not that many reps in, so I call that a good set. My calves sure do feel it. There's your pump. Train heavy with control. Tell me how you feel. Guys, straight to business. Low reps, max effort, highest possible force production from the start. This may be a little light. You know what? I'm gonna shoot it up 5 more pounds to 85. I think my work is set. So the last workout was 75. And you know, I'm getting up to 12 reps. You know what? Let's go 90. Overreach. It's gonna be fucking heavy, dudes. Yeah, I couldn't even. Wow, good, perfect. 6 reps. That's what we want.
Freezing.
He's freezing?
Yeah.
Well, keep him close to you. Boy loves his little animals, man. He loves to take care of his little animals. He's feeding them Cheez-Its right now, guys. Feeding the unicorn. I think that's just a pony, buddy. He don't have a horn. So he's not a unicorn. Short rest on isolateral. I think we got enough output. We can finish up. Yeah. So what I'm talking about, that's setting a new precedent. I needed to come in here and do that today. So we had an excellent set of hamstrings. Training them in a sort of lengthened position. It'd be more lengthened if my hip flexors were you know, a different position, if I was hinged like in a seat, but I like that movement. It feels really good. Anyway, onto this. This is an Icarian reverse lunge machine. So, you know, what's one of the most brutal things you can do for your legs? The split squat, right? One of the best things for your glutes and quads and adductors. Brutal workhorse of an exercise. It'll make you mean, it'll make a man out of you. This is essentially a split squat. It's a reverse lunge, yes, but with the stabilization of having, you know, a fixed position for the lead leg, a guide for the rear leg. It's not so much of the balance and self-stabilization that you would have with a standard free weight movement. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna really hammer the glutes with this split squat, work on the adductors at the same time, get some quad work in, and then move from there. So I'm gonna see how I can progress on this thing. These bars to add weights to aren't very much, but we'll see how that goes. And I may end up moving this movement out, but I really like it for this transition period coming into the off season. Felt really good last time, really nasty. Really feel the entirety of my glutes from the tie-in to the top working this, so that's what we're gonna do. I gotta fix that damn song. What is that shit? That's whack. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna start with the left leg first. So with this machine, I'm gonna try to keep my leg more to center. That way the entirety of my body weight and the force I'm applying from these weighted handles is gonna go right into that leg. I don't want it to be way over here. I wanna center it up best I can. There we go. So yeah, that was better than I thought. That's a lot on the quads, despite the knee over toe, the knee flexion not being extreme. Really feeling those, the adductors too, that inner thigh area, all of it. And what's odd is I don't feel it in the glutes immediately during the working set, but when I stand up and walk around, they're torched. Gonna take a little breather. And get to that right leg. But wow, what a great stimulus. It took a lot of effort with that single leg, breaking over from the bottom. Got a little something to teach you guys, something that anecdotally I knew I was aware of, but upon viewing other intelligent individuals speaking on the matter, I've reflected and realized I repeated a very dumb thing for a long time. But I'll get to that. Oh yeah, that right leg, that left leg is full as a tick. Holy shite. I don't know what that's called, honey. All right, another offset hamstring movement. In the stretch position, the best position to train the hamstrings in, the hardest machine possible. I'm gonna do a bunch of fucking weight. See if you guys can see it without my son's fat head in the way.
Don't tell mommy.
Okay, buddy, I won't tell her.
Do you need?
Yeah, I need you to push this down.
Okay.
Yeah.
You push it down harder.
Maybe hand.
Yeah.
My hand, you push my hand. We'll go heavier next time. That's all right. So I'm moving to the squat press, putting it toward the end of the workout. It's time that I get back to a heavy loaded leg press. During prep, I was trying to manage fatigue as much as possible. You know, having so much extra stuff to do every day, being low on food, doing stuff like this would really zap me, put a real big strain on my central nervous system. But I put it at the end of the workout today because I didn't want to be zapped going through these isolation movements. I'm really trying to target my hamstrings, my glutes. So I wanted to have as much effort available in the moment to precisely put to those areas. This leg press is going to be attacking my quads, primarily at the tie into my hips is where I feel it really strong, as well as my adductors. Adductors are a big importance on this hamstring focused day because they are part of the back of my leg. They kind of tie in and work together. We won't be getting any hamstring work because of, it's impossible to train your hamstrings in this kind of position when you're pressing. It's not a real thing. Your hamstrings only have an isometric contraction going here. And that's one of the things that I was mentioning earlier that I've come to the realization of. Your hamstrings don't get sore from leg pressing, your glutes do. Your hamstrings are not incorporated with your feet higher up on the pad. Rather, it's you get more glute drive and a different bias on the quads. So anyhow, going back to a heavy press, gonna be short stroking the reps. I don't need to go real deep in the pocket. Hitting the quads, hitting the adductors. I'm not gonna be going deep enough to really get the glutes, and they're pretty smoked anyhow. So let's move forward. See how loud my kids can scream. I'll show you.
I've never used this one.
Okay.
You need to move.
I'll sit right here.
Give me a minute.
Pull it.
I've never used this machine before.
You have to explain yourself. So you could call that 0 or 1 RIR. I did not want to get into a failure position with that. We'll be able to go up and wait. Felt like a lot of effort was going into that, but we saw by the rep range, you know, I was able to dig in with those quads because they're not as fatigued and keep finishing out those reps, but my legs feel like they're 3 feet around. That was tough. That was tough. All right, I'll move on and finish up this leg day. Okay guys, so what I'm gonna do now is something unorthodox for me, but I want to get home. My kids are really starting to lose their shit. They've been in here too long. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna finish off the quads. I trained them from that hip flexor. That's where we got the most stimulation earlier. So I want to train the entirety of the quad with this leg extension. And then I'm gonna superset, jump over here and finish off my glutes with the isolated kickback. And that'll be ça fait fini. So yeah, here we go.
in here because it's really cold in that room. No, I'm gonna change you on a bench. Don't lay on the floor.
All right, guys. That's our hamstring focused leg day. I'm Primarch Billy, and I'm out. See you boys next time.